Hello friends, welcome to week 2 of our MOOC on climate change and disaster risk management. Myself, Dr. Rikeshwars, am delighted to begin this new module with you. In the week 1, we built the foundation. We explored what climate change is, how scientists study it, and how the world is coming together through various agreements like the Paris Accord to tackle it. Now in week 2, we shall shift our focus from understanding the causes and science to witness the new real world impacts that climate change is having all around us. This unit on environmental impacts is where the story of climate change comes alive in our forests, oceans and fields. We will look at how rising temperatures and shifting rainfalls are transforming nature itself, leading to biodiversity loss, coral bleaching, deforestation, desertification, and large-scale ecosystem disruption. So let's begin our journey through these changes and see how deeply they connect to our daily life. Let's come with biodiversity loss. Biodiversity simply means the variety of all living things, that is plants, animals, tiny microbes and the ecosystems they form together. It's like a web that holds life in balance where every species, big or small, plays a role, but climate change is tearing this web apart. When temperatures rise or rainfall patterns shift, animals and plants struggle to adapt. For instance, flowers may bloom earlier, but the insects that pollinate them might not appear on time. This mismatch breaks the chain of life. Lesser flowers mean lesser bees. Lesser bees means lesser fruits and seeds. In India, which holds nearly 8% of global biodiversity, we are already seeing serious impacts. In the Western Ghats, warmer weather and expanding cities have led to forest fragmentation. A 2024 study found a 20% decline in bird diversity because heat waves killed insects they depend on for food. In the Sundarbans, rising sea levels and stronger cyclones have reduced mangrove cover. Even the Bengal tiger is struggling to find prey. In the Himalayas, glacial melt and erratic snowfalls are shrinking habitats for the species like snow leopard and yak. Globally, scientists warn that up to 1 million species could face extinction this century. So, when we lose biodiversity, we don't just lose animals or plants, we lose medicines, crops, clean air and nature's stability. Friends, another impact of climate change is coral bleaching. Let's now dive deep into oceans. Have you seen pictures of colorful coral reefs? They are often called the rainforests of the sea because they host a dazzling variety of marine life. But they are under stress, mainly from warmer ocean waters. These corals lose their color and turn ghostly white. This is called coral bleaching. Here is what happens. Corals live with tiny algae that give them food and color. When water becomes too hot, the corals push these algae out, like expelling their own lifeline. If temperatures don't cool down soon, the corals starve and die. In India, our coral reefs in the Lakshadweep Islands, Andaman and Nicobar, and the Gulf of Mannar are facing this exact problem. In 2024 and 5, marine heat waves caused bleaching across these regions, up to 40% coral loss in Lakshadweep and a fall of around 25% in fish species in the Andaman waters. Without these reefs, coastal areas lose protection from storms and thousands of fishing families lose their livelihoods. Worldwide, the Great Barrier Reef in Australia faced its 6th mass bleaching event in 2025. This shows how no part of our oceans is truly safe from warming. Next issue is deforestation. Forests are like the lungs of our planet. They breathe in carbon dioxide and breathe out oxygen. But climate change and human actions are together making these lungs weaker. Deforestation means large-scale cutting down of trees for farming, construction or mining. When forests disappear, not only do we lose trees, we also lose the shade, moisture and rainfall regulation they provide. And when trees burn or are cut, they release the very carbon they had absorbed, adding more fuel to the global warming. It's a vicious cycle. Warming causes forest fires and forest loss causes more warming. In India, forests cover nearly 1/5 of our land, but we have lost over 7% of our tree cover since the year 2001. In Uttarakhand, wildfires burnt 4,500 hectares in 2024. In the Western Ghats, 41% of greenbelt forests have vanished due to heat and urban expansion. In the northern east part, dry spells destroyed thousands of hectares of forest, both affecting tribal communities and wildlife. Even globally, the Amazon rainforest, often called Earth's Great Heart, is drying and burning. If we keep losing forests, we risk turning them into dry savannas, unable to support the rich biodiversity they once held. Now, imagine fertile land slowly turning into barren deserts, cracks appearing in the soil, crops failing, and dust storms replacing greenery. That's desertification, one of the most visible impacts of climate change. When rains become irregular and temperatures rise, the soil loses moisture and nutrients. Over time, vegetation dies and land becomes useless for farming. India already has about 29% of its land degraded due to such changes. In the Thar Desert, usual monsoon rains cause both greening and soil erosion, a mixed blessing. In Gujarat, droughts and heat waves have made farmlands salty and infertile. And in Andhra Pradesh, erratic rainfall is drying semi-arid zones, harming both agriculture and groundwater. In Africa's Sahel region, similar droughts have displaced millions of people, showing how desertification can even lead to climate migration. So, desertification isn't just a land issue, it's a human crisis affecting food, water and livelihoods. Finally, let's talk about the big picture, the disruption of entire ecosystem. An ecosystem is simply the living and non-living parts of nature working together like forests, rivers, wetlands, oceans, all connected in a delicate balance. But when the climate changes, this balance breaks. High temperatures, unpredictable rains and floods disturb these natural systems. Some species thrive too much, like invasive plants or pests, while native ones disappear. In India, this is already happening. At Chilka Lake in Odisha, warmer waters have caused algal blooms that kill fish. In the Himalayas, glacial melts triggers floods and landslides, damaging ecosystems and local communities. And in the Sundarbans, rising seas and cyclone erode mangroves, disturbing tiger habitats and increasing soil salinity. When ecosystems fail, everything connected to them, from food supply to power generation, is all at risk. That's why protecting them isn't just about saving nature, it's about saving ourselves. So friends, as we have seen, the environmental impacts of climate change, from biodiversity loss and coral bleaching to deforestation, desertification, and ecosystem disruption are all interconnected. When forests burn, rainfall changes. When oceans warm, coral reefs die. When coral reefs die, fish vanish. And when all these systems falter, human lives and livelihoods suffer. But there is a hope because we still have the power to act. Reforestation, clean energy, habitat protection, and sustainable living can slow these damages. Small steps from planting trees to reducing waste all count towards building resilience. As we move to the next unit, we will explore how these environmental changes affect people directly, their farms, cities, water, and livelihoods. Until then, keep observing nature around you and remember, when nature thrives, we thrive too. Thank you and see you in the next session.